everybody, and welcome to Caught in the Wool Podcast, episode 32. I am your host, SamBee, a Bumblebee Acres Farm. Caught in the Wool Podcast is a fiber artist podcast where we talk about fiber farming all the way to knitting finished products and everything in between. Caught in the Wool is put out by Bumblebee Acres Farm, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and checking out the podcast. And if you are new, thank you for trying it, and I hope that you thumbs up and subscribe down in the corner of the video. I would be so appreciative if you did. Okay, so that is my intro, and I'm just going for it. I don't have like a perfect intro at this point, guys. Like, you know, I don't. I change it up a little bit every episode, but it is what it is. Also, it's a very breezy day here on the farm, so we're just going with it. It's actually not super windy compared to how it usually gets here. We're right on the edge of like a huge expanse of farm fields, so I feel like the gusts just really come in to the farm. But yeah, so if I keep like trying to fix my hair, we're just gonna try to not look super windblown and just like hope and pray that the wind holds off a little bit while I film. So how have you guys been the last 2 weeks? I hope you guys have been good. I have been good. The farm has been good. All the other bees have been good. Not much new happening on the farm, actually. The leaves are starting to turn, like really starting to turn. Like the maple tree over there that I'm looking at right now is actually like, ooh, I would say 1/8 red now. So that's exciting, but also like a little sad. We are in northern Illinois, if you are new. So the leaves change pretty early here. And also we've been getting some pretty bad drought weather. We got some rain yesterday and a little bit of rain a few days before. But I'm kind of worried that it's just gonna be like a quick, dry autumn because of the drought. Hopefully not, but you never know. So yeah, otherwise not much else is going on here. We've just been dyeing pre-order yarn because we had our autumn yarn pre-orders. We're going to have autumn yarn ready to ship in a few weeks in the shop, but for right now we're just working on pre-orders and plugging away at the ad. We are getting our autumn mini skein sets, well, Halloween trick-or-treat mini skein sets done and shipped off, and we're also working on advents. So a lot's going on. It's just a lot of stuff that we've already planned on doing, so not so many ready to ship updates in the shop lately. There's still a lot of stuff in the shop though right now. Good like variety of Harry Potter, some Outlander left, some Lord of the Rings left. And then, of course, all of our tonals are dyed to order in the shop right now. So if you need something to go with a previous skein that you've got from us, those are always in the shop on all of the current available bases. But yeah, so, oh, I guess I could talk about the yarn shortage. So there's a yarn shortage if you didn't know. So for those of you who are new, we do raise our own wool. We have Cormo sheep, Shetland sheep, Cormo, Shetland crosses, Pygora goats. Those are a type of cashmere feeling goat. It's not cashmere, but it's close. And Angora bunnies. And we do have our fiber processed. Usually we just have it processed into top. So hand spinners can get hand painted top from us in our own sheep wool. But sometimes we have yarn made as well. And other than that, when we do our, what am I trying to say? When we hand dye yarn, it's not from our sheep just because most people like superwash yarn and we can't have our wool turned into superwash. It's just a very big process. Only big mills do it, and we don't have enough sheep or enough wool to have that done. But the suppliers that we get our wool from are all facing shortages because most of the wool is processed in South America. And a lot of it is all like fair trade mills. Like they all, the suppliers that we work with are very good about that sort of thing, but it does cause a little bit of a problem because the way that South America is handling COVID, they weren't able to go into the mill and work for a long time, which is good. I mean, their safety comes first, but it means that a lot of indie dyers are facing yarn shortages, which is not ideal. Also, I have a little hoverfly. Actually, that is a little, it looks like a little miniature baby dragonfly, actually. Flying around the camera. It's a farm, okay, there are bugs. It's a thing. But yes, currently we are okay on all of our bases except for our McDreamy DK base. That guy, we are waiting until mid to end of September to get that in. So that's a little inconvenient. But other than that, luckily we had planned to purchase earlier on in the spring enough yarn to take us through to fall, because we knew that more yarn was definitely coming back in the fall, but we kind of like planned and got most of our bases in advance. So that's good. We definitely have enough to do advents and pre-orders and everything like that. But everything else, yeah. That's the one thing I'm dealing with right now in life, is the yarn shortage and kind of panicking. I was panicking a little bit, but we're okay. I didn't need to panic, but I panicked anyway, but that's just me. But yeah, so what have you guys been up to? I hope like fun stuff. I hope you've been knitting. If you want to leave a comment below and let me know what you guys have been doing or how you guys are handling, you know, this back to school time. Luckily, none of the bees are in school anymore, so we are all home and not having to deal with going to school and COVID and all of that stuff. But like, how are you guys like handling the transition of seasons? I know some of you guys are in like a warmer areas, so you guys aren't really experiencing the season transition yet. But for my more northern friends, how are you guys handling it? Are you happy? I know some people aren't happy about it, but I am so happy. It is so nice to sit outside and not be sweltering hot and the humidity. And hopefully you can hear me over the wind. We'll take a break. I'll get projects ready. So normally how I format the videos is I talk about farm and business updates, and then I talk about projects, knitting, all of the fun stuff that we really want to talk about in the podcast. And then at the end, I'll talk about shop updates and stuff like that. But we don't really have a shop update this weekend except for the pumpkin hat release that is happening and the kits that we will be putting up for pre-order in the shop. So other than that, nothing is really going up, so I'm still going to put that at the end, but I have quite a few projects to show you. I don't know how long this podcast is going to be, probably definitely less than an hour, but I still have some things to show you. So first things first, do you guys want to see socks? Do you want to see cowls? I feel like I have way more cowls than anything. I will put the hat, I'll put the hat update and release at the end just because that is a good place to tie things up. But let's talk about socks, because every single day that I podcast, I feel like I am bringing out so many socks. So this is the pumpkin hat back here. We're waiting on that. I have 3 sock whips to show you and 2 half of a pairs to show you. This wind needs to just calm. Can you calm down? Can you, please? As you guys can see, we have mums in the background because QueenBee and SenBee the other day went crazy. They went to Walmart and Menards. I think they got all of these at Walmart. And they decided that they needed to really autumnize the farm. So we have so many mums. Look at these socks! Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get them like both in the frame well, but also like with the background. Okay, so these are both examples knit up of the autumn sock sets that we had up for pre-order in the online shop. These are our maple leaf color and red barn in autumn. And see my red barn in the background? I mean, how like picturesque and perfect is that? Look! Oh my gosh, so cute! So for those of you who did order the sock set pre-orders, this is like a good little sample of how they knit up. I think I showed them in the last podcast, the sock sets. I might have shown them as whips too. I don't remember. I don't remember 2 weeks ago. Can you blame me? I mean, it was 2 weeks ago, and it's COVID. Like, nobody remembers anything, and I don't remember anything on the best of days. So, but I am super excited about these. QueenBee and SenBee each took a set, and they decided to make these are sock-a-day socks. So we've been showing a lot of sock-a-day socks lately. This one actually is not exactly the sock-a-day sock pattern. This is a slightly different one. It does not have a name yet. It has a different heel, and instead of a rib or a broken rib, it's a 3x1 rib. So SenBee is going to write this pattern up and release it eventually, hopefully soon. Hopefully before these sets ship in 2 weeks. But yeah, so she took Coquette sock and she held 2 strands together to make a DK worsted. Coquette sock is a little bit thicker than most fingering weight yarns. It still knits down onto a 0 and doesn't really change your gauge really if you're making socks, but it still puffs out really well. So I believe she knit these on a US 5, I think. I'm not sure, but they it makes a little bit more of a worsted when you hold the 2 strands together, opposed to if you used squishy sock, it would definitely be a DK, because squishy DK is literally like that translation of, yeah, what am I trying to say? For those of you who know what I'm trying to say, congrats, because I don't know. And I have a little hoverfly that keeps landing on me. They are very interested in the wool. Whenever we are out on our porch knitting, these little hoverflies, they look kind of like bees. They're like yellow and black striped, but they don't sting and bite. They're always wondering what we are doing. So, and they're really cute because they just hover right by your face and you're knitting, like they're actually looking at what you're doing. It's kind of cute. But yes, so back to knitting. These sets will be in the shop as ready to ship as well. We will put probably a few sets in. I don't know how many, probably not a ton, but like a good number. So yes, this is the maple leaf and it is held 2 strands together, and it comes with the same like 3 20-gram minis for you guys. This is for anyone who is interested in these tonals, because they are in the shop as dyed to order. This is terracotta up here, this is black walnut, and this one is copper. And those same 20-gram minis are on this sock. And this sock is, what am I trying to say? This one is done just single, like it's not doubled up. It is, this one is knit by QueenBee. And I think she did this one on actually a US 2, which is a fairly big needle for sock yarn. Usually we do 0s or 1s, but QueenBee had done another pair of socks for Bumblebee in, see the little hoverfly flying around on the sock? I don't know, they're very interested in it. But she did a, what am I trying to say? A pair of socks on a US 2 for Bumblebee out of Coquette sock, and they really turned out nice. Also, QueenBee is a very tight knitter. Not like extremely tight where she can't knit well, but like her gauge is way tighter than mine is. So I feel like this may be more like a 1, maybe like a 1.5 actually, if she didn't knit so tightly. But since she did it on a 2, it's, I don't know. it worked out. So I don't know exactly which needle size you should use if you want to have this color to pool this way in socks, but it pooled perfectly. Do you see how it looks almost like it's self-striping? Look at that. So when they dyed it, they took our Red Barn colorway, and we have like Red Barn in winter and just a plain Red Barn color, and it has this reddy brown mixture that SenBee and QueenBee created, and then it has like a split, except for just the tonal Red Barn, with either wintry colors or in this case autumn colors. So can you see that like bright blue sky and then the fall leaves? How cute is that? But it pooled perfectly. Like, it looks almost like it's self-striping, but it is not. This is just a variegated. But that's what variegateds do when they are dyed a certain way and you knit them in the round. But yeah, I'm obsessed with this sock. The other one is cute too. This one is very cute and kind of more Halloween-y, but this one is like, I want it so badly, but she knit it for her size foot and not mine, so it's sad. It's very sad. I'm going to have to make one. And I'm not a very prolific sock knitter. Like, I'm showing socks every week, but none of those socks are ones that I really knit because I'm always knitting other things, so oh well. It's a little sad. But they've made so much progress. Like, they literally cast these on and have knit these in the past 2 weeks. And then they've been knitting other things as well. QueenBee is already this far on her second sock. She's to the heel flap. And look at that little pumpkin! Oh my gosh! I didn't even realize. I have to cover my face, otherwise the camera picks up. How cute is that? I believe this little pumpkin guy is from Simply Serving. And little hoverfly, I know you're very interested in me, but can you go somewhere else because I'm worried you're stressing me out. No, he just landed on my hands. Nature, man. But yes, so I believe she's making it match perfectly. Yep, she's using the same colors for the heel and toe. SenBee was talking about switching them, but I don't think she is. But look at how far she is already, QueenBee. It's insane. Just insane. She knits socks so fast. Hoverfly by my nose. I don't know what he wants from me. But look inside her bag. Isn't that cute? She just has her like 3 little minis in there. And the main color. So cute. I will put where we got this bag from in the show notes. But yes. Oh, I got this all tangled up. Okay, just pop that back in there. And SenBee has started on her second sock. She's not quite as far, even though these ones knit up very, very quickly. She isn't as far because she's been working on something else. I will also tell you guys where I got this little hedgehog bag. This is kind of just like a little ball holder. It's not really a project, full-on project bag, but cute little hedgehogs on it. I've shown this one in a previous podcast. And I don't know what it is. Like, I really love the way that Coquette sock knits up. And this is clearly our favorite sock yarn. I really like how it knits up held single. But the way it feels when it's held double is literally divine. Like, this feels so squishy and nice and chunky and just, oh, it is something truly magical. I really want to cast on a pair of these, but I'll show you what I've been working on in a moment. I will show you guys what I've been working on last. So I have to crawl away for a minute because I left SenBee's other project all the way over there. So SenBee, in addition to working on her sock, has been working on an entire sweater. Look at this. Is this not beautiful? So it has huge, huge sleeves. So they really puff out nicely when she puts it on. I forget the name of the pattern. Look at how prepared I am. It's a free pattern, but I will link it below. I believe she has a whole Ravelry project set up for it, so I will link all of that below. But this is in our McGonagall Tweed DK, so you can see the cute, adorable tweeding in there. And this is our terracotta color, so this is going to be perfect for fall. And all she has left is, I think she has to knit a few more inches. I think she's going to do like 2 more inches on the body and then do the ribbing. But she's like almost done. It's insane. She's just like cranking this out, and I'm super jealous and I want to make one, and I have no idea what color to do. I'm kind of thinking of using our Duchess colorway, which is this really rich royal teal color. I really love teal, but I feel like this, like an orangey red is so autumn, but by the time I finish it, it wouldn't be autumn anymore. So, but anyways, this is beautiful. She did make some adjustments. So like I said, the original pattern, it was a little shorter. Did I say that? I might have said that. She ended up actually taking out the ribbing because she had finished the ribbing on the bottom, because it is like a cropped sweater and she doesn't really wear cropped sweaters. So she's adding a good amount of length to make it like a full-length sweater instead. But oh my goodness, it is so cute. Also, under the sleeves, they have you cast on some in the pattern, but she ended up taking it back and taking those out because it really wasn't necessary with how baggy these sleeves are. It ended up making the bottom part of the body just lay a little weird on her, so she decided to take that out. But as you can see, it is very baggy. SenBee is not, she's very small, she's very petite, so this is a lot of positive ease in this pattern. But like I said, it is a free pattern, so I will link that below. And look at her cute little watercolor palette project bag. This one is from Twisted Yarn and Fiber, our friend Wanda, and I will link her shop below as well. But she makes amazing big sweater bags. She calls them, she has bucket bags, and I think they're called sweater bags or schlinket, like sweater blanket, I don't know, I'm blanking on it, but she has like these massive bags that hold like pretty much a blanket if you wanted to. But yeah, so she's been working on that, so she didn't get very far on her second sock because of that. Baby Bee hasn't really been knitting. I have been. So last time I showed you guys the blanket I was working on for a friend. That was for Driftless Knitter of the Driftless Knitting podcast. Jennifer, my friend who I went to school with back when we were really young. It was like elementary school. So we went to the same elementary school until 8th grade for her. She's a few years older than me, and then she went to high school. But we kind of reconnected as adults, and she is a knitter, has her own podcast and everything. Her podcast has been around quite a bit longer than this one. And she's such a sweetheart, and she's expecting her first baby, so QueenBee had the idea to knit her a baby blanket, and then she said, oh, we should also knit her a little Pookie, and I've shown those before too. And I would have brought them and shown you, but I already shipped them off to her. I will link the projects below. I'll add them to my project page because I took photos of them, so I'll add them to my Ravelry projects and link them below so you can see them. But yeah, so I knit her a really cute baby blanket in what I think are cute colors. I mean, I guess maybe some people wouldn't like it, but it's like white and blue and green and yellow. And then I knit her a little baby bear that has like a little bonnet, and I'll link it below. I wish I could have shown you, but I wanted to definitely make sure she got it before her due date, because that's coming up in like 2 weeks, and you know, as soon as you get into that like last month, it's like a huge mystery if you could go in at any time. But yeah, she looks like she is about to have her baby any moment, so I definitely wanted to send that out and make sure she got it in time. So other things that I've been working on, I have been working on a sock myself. I've shown this a few months ago, but I have just not been in the mood to knit socks. So this guy is knit with not our yarn. Everything else so far has been our yarn. So this is West Yorkshire Spinners, and I believe it's the Pheasant colorway, and is very cute self-striping yarn. And I did my heel turn and heel flap, heel turn and pick up, gusset decrease. I'm working on the gusset decrease now. I'm trying to show this well. I'm hoping it's focusing. I can't really see because it's so bright, but you see my cute little witch house progress keeper? Isn't it cute? This is from Pitter Patter Polymer. I will link her below as well. But yeah, so a lot of people when they do self-striping socks, I know that they'll add like an afterthought heel, or they'll do like the like a short row heel, and I've never done self-striping socks before actually, so I wasn't sure how this was going to work up in the heel, but I am super happy with how it did. Like how these are thicker stripes here in the heel flap, and ooh, yarn everywhere. And you see how like these two orange and reds like met up? I think that it's super cute. Like I'm not unhappy about it. I think that I actually kind of love it, and I don't mind that these stripes here are a little thinner as I'm decreasing. They're getting a little bit thicker again, but I don't mind it. Like I think it turned out super cute. I'm actually like a huge fan of it. So that's what I have been working on, and I've also been working on in the past few days since I finished that little stuffed animal for Jen. I've been working on my magic cake cowl, which I was also working on a few months ago. And this is also not our yarn, so I'm actually not working on anything that's in our yarn right at the moment. But this is a Zauberball, and I will link it below, the exact like color. I think it's Piano Bar, I think maybe, but it's just these awesome rich purpley, orange, brown, green. It's kind of like, I think it's very fall-like. So I'm super excited to get this done. I think I'm going to make it longer. The Magic Cake Cowl is a pattern that I designed, and the Sockaday Socks is one that Sen designed. So I will link the patterns below. But this pattern is like a really easy cowl. It looks really cute in scraps, but this, I figured it's more of a hand spun look, so it would look cute in this as well. It's kind of like a hybrid between a shawl, like a center spine top down shawl, a cowl, and a poncho if you make it long enough. So these balls of yarn that we have are 150 grams, so they're like a skein and a half, typically what a skein size is. So I am going to make this probably the whole way, and I have like half a ball left, which means I probably can get another 4 or 5 inches on this thing. And it's been a very nice project to do at night when I am just hanging out, because I don't really need to pay attention. The increases are every other round, so that's the only part where I'm really paying attention, and other than that I'm just like knitting. When I'm knitting stockinette stitch, I luckily don't really need to look at my needles, so I've just been plugging away at it, and I'm really digging these colors right now. Something about the colors in this reminds me of Rhinebeck so much. I don't know what it is. I feel like these are the kind of colors I'm in the mood for when Rhinebeck comes around. Definitely fall colors, but always like that little bit of cool purple to just break it up. Oh, I'm missing Rhinebeck. It's usually this time of year that we're like getting ready for Wisconsin sheep and wool, and now we would have been getting ready for Rhinebeck to go and Vend, and now both of those are canceled, so it's kind of a bummer, but it's for everyone's safety, so I understand. But I think one thing that we are going to be doing is we're going to go to a lot of apple orchards, or at least the same apple orchard maybe more than once, because It's outside, it's pretty safe. We can go during a time of day when kids are in school and parents are at work, so we will have most of the orchard to ourselves. And I think we're gonna do that just to have something to do before that being locked away inside for winter. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm really not. I usually love winter, and usually I'm like, once winter comes around, I might be more excited about it at Christmas time. It's so nice being able to spend time outside, and that's what I like about fall. Is for the most part during fall you can still spend time outside. You might have to wear a sweater and a hat, like, big deal, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be cooped up inside. I'm really not. But it can't be helped, right? Like, for those of you who are new, actually, you might not know, but I am a type 1 diabetic, and QueenBee has asthma. SenBee has just the worst immune system of anyone I've ever met in my life. So we're all kind of high risk, and that's why we don't really go out. Some people are going and they're getting their hair done, and I mean, that's a risk you want to take. Then, I mean, as long as you wear a mask, like, sure. But like, as you can see, my hair is growing out. I'm thinking of going red. I don't know, I've never been a redhead. I really like the blondes, but I can't do the blonde at home, and I don't want to be like this mousy brown in the winter. I feel like that's gonna bum me out a little bit. So I think I'm gonna try to self-dye myself red, and we'll see. We'll see how that goes. If it ends up terrible, like, yeah, it's COVID, so nobody's really gonna see me, but you guys are gonna see me on the podcast, so I'm a little worried about that. But we'll see. I mean, I might chicken out and not do it, but I'm gonna miss the blondes. I just don't trust myself to bleach my hair well at home. I've done it before, and I didn't like it, and I just don't want to. I don't want to risk it. Bleach is so damaging if you mess it up. And then you have to get Olaplex if you want to not hurt your hair, and I'm pretty sure you have to go to like a special salon store to do that, but yeah, so we're gonna see about red. I've heard that henna hair dye can look really natural. Like the first few days it might be really vibrant, but it kind of looks more like a natural red, so I'm kind of thinking of doing that. It can be really messy though, and I'm kind of worried about staining my bedding. But if you guys have tried henna hair dye, let me know. Like, let me know in the comments. Of course, like, just always comment all the things. Sometimes I don't get around to responding to comments right away, but I do read them all as soon as I get them. And I love reading the comments, so please leave a comment. And what do you guys think I should do with my hair? Because I feel like I need suggestions and I need help. Like, do you think I can pull off the red? I don't even know. I've literally never been a redhead before, so I don't know. But that is it for everybody's like current whips and half of a pair's going on. But I am going to tell you guys about the new pattern that's coming out. So if you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, you will have maybe seen a bunch of pictures of it because I've been promoting it just so I don't like forget to tell people. I always do this where I do like a last minute release of something. I don't really tease it and what have you, but with this hat I have been because I kind of had like time. This is the pumpkin hat, and it is spelt kind of in the old Irish Gaelic type of spelling of pumpkin, because that's where the whole like jack-o'-lantern thing has arguably originated, like in the whole pagan religions back before Christianity came and took over the like British Isles. So it's cute, right? I'm very happy with it. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm happy with how the photo shoot went, thankfully. I always kind of get a little worried about photo shoots, but especially when I'm the one modeling, it's kind of stressful. But the last time I showed you guys the pumpkin hat, I did not show you guys it with the button detail. So I designed this cute little woven button, and what you need is a 1-inch plastic crafting ring. I know that Susan Bates and Boy both sell them. They sell like a pack of 15 for like $6 on Amazon. That's what I got. That will be included in the kit if you purchase one of the kit pre-orders. And then you need a darning needle, of course, to weave it, but it's very simple. So I am having a video tutorial that I'll just put on YouTube. It will be free, so if you want to not buy the hat pattern, but you want to make a little button, you can totally do that. It's definitely a decorative button. I don't know how well it would hold up in like regular usage because it's not layered very thickly. It's just like a light weaving. So I don't know if you would want to use it on like a sweater or, well, I guess a cardigan or something that you are actively buttoning a lot, but I think that I'm pretty happy with like how it turned out. I think it's so cute. I wanted it to have like a basket weave texture to match this Irish moss, but yeah, the hat is finished. It's totally finished. I'm very, very, very happy with how it turned out. It's pretty much exactly how I wanted it. I wanted that like slight beret look, but not full beret look. And you can see the little button. And I'm just happy with it. I think it turned out very cute. And QueenBee knit one as well. She knit one out of our Hagrid's Pumpkin Patch color, so this will be a kit color as well as the original one. This is technically Ravenclaw Quidditch Bronze tonal, which is in the shop. And the yarn base is our Marshmallow Worsted. I'm thinking of renaming the color because we've done that with some of our Hogwarts colors are the same as other Hogwarts color or other tonals. So I'm thinking of renaming this as well because it is such a good pumpkin color and I feel like it shouldn't be put in the fandom box and limited to that. It's such a good bright orangey bronze color. So yeah. We will also have Hagrid's Pumpkin Patch in the kits. And this guy is, as you can see, it is blocking right now. It's pretty much dry, I think, but I have it on a dinner plate. That is an easy way to block hats, especially slightly beret style hats. I feel like putting it on a dinner plate is just a good way to get like this little bit of a ridge, I guess. I didn't block this one as aggressively because I was kind of worried it was going to stretch too much, but then afterwards it was fine. So I kind of think that when I take this one off, it might actually sit a little bit better than this one is right now. But yeah, I'll take this off now because I have not taken it off since the blocking, so we will unblock it together. But see the button on this guy? This one is a little more perfected than the original because I have made this button like 3 or 4 times since just to get the process perfected. So this is like the final version. Is that not cute? And I love the way the colors worked up in this. So if you're doing this hat, I would not suggest a variegated. A speckled or a tonal is perfect for this hat because you kind of want to still be able to see this texture. But yeah, so let's take it off the dinner plate and reveal the final hat. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so cute! Okay, I'm gonna try this one on. We're gonna see how it looks. Oh yeah, see how it's laying a little bit more, like a little bit more floppy, I guess. But yeah, this isn't like a full beret style hat. I've told you guys that before, I think. QueenBee was like, this isn't like a beret, but I did not want it to be too... I'm gonna re-block this guy. I'm just gonna let him stretch out a little bit on the plate. I didn't want it to be too... What am I trying to say? Too big, because hats that are too big and heavy, like, are always falling off my head. I wanted it to stay pretty well. And so far when I've worn this, it doesn't pop off, it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel like it's gonna I don't know, like not stay on my head if I were to go to the pumpkin patch or apple picking or what have you, which is what I'm definitely going to be wearing when I go apple picking. I'm so excited. But yeah, it's a very quick knit. Like honestly, I think it took me 2 days to knit the hat, and I did not put in a ton of time into knitting it because it's all worsted and it's done on US 7 needles, except for the brim, which is done on 6. And yeah, so you definitely need a darning needle, the little 1-inch round washer, and I will be putting that tutorial on YouTube when the hat is released. I don't think I'm going to do a pictorial because I feel like it's going to be kind of hard to explain in just pictures. I'll try. We'll see. But there'll definitely be a YouTube tutorial. But yeah, so I want to let you guys know that since you guys are checking out the YouTube videos and the podcast, the Caught in the Wool podcast, I'm going to give you guys a special discount code, which is a little more off. This one is going to be 25% off, which is more than what regular Facebook and Instagram are getting. You're getting the same discount code that our newsletter subscribers are getting. So check that out in the description below and type it in. It's exactly as it is. You can just copy and paste it when the pattern is released and you'll get a full 25% off the pattern. Because thank you so much for watching. Your views really do matter to me. I do this for fun. I don't think that I'm going to become a professional YouTuber. Some knitting YouTubers really take it the extra mile, and I mean, that would be fun and everything, but honestly, you guys put up with my scatterbrainedness and silliness and just hanging out with me, so you guys get a little bit more of a percentage off, which I think that you guys have deserved. So thank you so much for watching the podcast. I hope you check out the pattern and my other patterns in the shop. I'm going to get around to adding these to our online shop. I know I keep saying that, but it's a process. It's a process to add them to the online shop, so I don't know how quickly I will be doing that. But kits, again, will be in the shop on Friday. They will be pre-orders, so there won't be like a limited amount. But you're definitely going to want to go in and get them before pre-orders end. I think we'll have pre-orders up for maybe about 2 weeks. That's typically what we do for pre-orders. So then we can start getting them out to you before the end of September, so you can definitely have your hat knit up for autumn. But yeah, so thank you again for watching. Please thumbs up the video, subscribe, and thanks again.